Hey, how's it going guys? Today I'm going to show you how to replace a fuel filter in your car. In fact, I'm going to be replacing not one but two fuel filters in this car, which is a Chevy Captiva diesel, also known as Holden Captiva. So if your vehicle, could be a car or a truck or a van, has a cartridge type fuel filter like this, then the fuel filter replacing procedure will be mostly similar to what I'm going to show you in a minute. But first, I'm going to show you why your car needs a fuel filter in the first place. So to run your car's engine, you need both air and fuel. You get the air into the engine through the air intake, and the fuel from the fuel station, which could be diesel or gasoline. Fuel you get from the fuel station can have dirt, plus the fuel is hygroscopic, means it absorbs water, especially the diesel fuel. So when you fill up your car with fuel, you get all that dirt and water along with the fuel, and this fuel goes straight into the fuel tank. Then you have the fuel pump. This fuel pump pumps the fuel into the fuel injectors, which are located at each cylinder in your engine. These injectors atomizes the fuel and spray into a fine mist so the engine can work the combustion and keep running. Now these injectors have very tiny holes in them to pass through the fuel, and if these holes get clogged up, then you have poor spray pattern in your injectors, which can result in reduced engine power, poor acceleration, poor fuel consumption, engine misfiring, and all kind of problems. Plus, replacing a fuel injector can be very expensive, and in modern cars, sometimes it takes hours of work just to get to the injectors before you can see them. So that's a lot of money changing these injectors. And that's why you need a good clean fuel filter to filter out any dirt in the fuel before they get to the injectors. But over the time the fuel filters get clogged up with dirt, so you want to replace it with a new one. Otherwise, not enough fuel will reach the engine, so your engine will have reduced power. And also too much back pressure on the fuel pump can make the pump go bad. Now, your owner's manual says when you should change the fuel filter, so it is best to go by the book. In the case of this car, the fuel filter needs to be replaced at every 60,000 kilometers. And because this is the diesel, you also need to drain the water from the filter as well. Alright, with all the basics covered, now it is time to go under the car because in this car the fuel filter is located near the fuel tank. So that is the rear end of the car. And as you pan over to the left, here we have the fuel tank. And right in front of the fuel tank, that is our fuel filter housing. So first things first, you want to jack up the car and slide a pair of jack stands underneath the car so the car is safely supported by jack stands. And we begin with removing the shield plate. And you have 3 bolts to remove. That is one, that is the second one, and the third one is on the other side. And you can take the shield plate out of the way. Alright, now you can clearly see the filter housing. And if you look at the bottom of the filter housing, you can see a little bolt. That is your drain bolt to drain the water. Now here's how that works. You have the diesel flowing into the filter housing and then go through the filter. In this case we have 2 filters. So if there's any dirt in the fuel, they get trapped inside the filter. And you have clean diesel making its way to the filter housing. That is where the water is getting separated from the diesel. Because water is heavier than diesel, it always settles down to the bottom. So only the diesel will make its way to the engine. Most new cars have a sensor fitted to the filter housing. So when the water level is getting high up inside, that is when you get a warning light on your dashboard to remind you to drain the water. Alright, now you want to get something to catch the water. And then open the drain bolt. You want to wait until all the water comes out. Once you see the continuous flow start to come into a dripping few drops, that means all the water is drained and the diesel has started to come out. You can also tell the diesel by the color, because the diesel has a very unique color. And the top tip is to do this when the fuel tank is almost empty. That way you wouldn't have much pressure inside the fuel lines, so you wouldn't make a mess. Well, at least not a big one. Alright, now you want to get a ratchet and a socket that fits over the filter cap and start loosening up the filter cap. You want to make sure you have your drain pan ready to catch any drippings. And also you don't want to put too much force on the filter cap because this is plastic. That is one. And that's the other. Alright, here's our replacement filter. Inside the box we have 2 O-rings and 2 filters. Now when you remove the old filter from the cap, you want to hold the cap tight and you want to turn the filter as you pull. That's the trick. So the filter will pop right out just like that. Then you want to change the O-rings. So get a small screwdriver and pick the O-ring from behind and pull it out. Now because this is a diesel filter, I would like to dip the new O-rings in diesel, just so the O-rings wouldn't run dry as I screw the filter back into the filter housing. Then line the new O-ring on the groove and work your way around to feed it the whole circle. Then snap the new filter in and the filters are done. Okay, now we have come to the easy part. First you want to screw the drain plug back in, followed by the filters. Again, these are plastic caps, so be gentle with it. That is one. And that's the other. And these two filters get torqued down to 20 Newton meters. Then give it a quick wipe with the paper towel, put the shield plate back on, and install the bolts. Then remove the jack stands and lower the car, and we are done. So let's go and start up the car. Now you have to remember that because we empty the diesel from the filter housing, it'll take some time for the fuel pump to pressure the fuel lines. So let's see how we go. Nope. Okay, third time lucky. Alright, it is the fourth and the final. Hope for the best. Oh yeah, there we go. This baby is up and running. That just leaves one last thing, that is you want to go under the car and see if there's any leaks. And I don't see any, so it is all good down here. And that's how we properly replace a fuel filter in your car. As always, if you like this video, press the like button. More videos are coming up just like this, so be sure to press that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.